I think that might be the most emotional ending to a race that I think I've probably ever had.
Get ready to relive the most electrifying moments of the Silverstone Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton just gifted us with a breathtaking victory, proving once again why he's considered one of the greatest drivers of all time. But it wasn't easy. Just imagine: rain, a wet track, crazy tire strategies, and split-second battles. All of this on one of the most challenging tracks on the calendar. Let's dive deep into this race that had it all: thrilling overtakes, costly mistakes, and a flying Mercedes while other giants stumbled. Hamilton, Verstappen, and Norris put on a separate show fighting for the podium. In this video, we'll relive every crucial moment of this epic race, from the start to the checkered flag, including all those game-changing pit decisions. Want to know how this crazy race impacted the championship? Then stick with us until the end. And if you're as addicted to speed as we are, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. That way, you won't miss any details of the upcoming races. The start at Silverstone was one to make your heart race. The Mercedes cars, with Hamilton on pole, took off and left everyone eating dust. But wait, Verstappen was fired up and quickly passed Norris, sticking to the back of the silver arrow. And the Ferrari drivers? Sainz and Leclerc had a great start, gaining positions and showing they were in the game. But hold on, things were just heating up. Then, my friends, things got interesting. Around lap 6, the sky decided to spice things up. It started to drizzle lightly, especially at Stowe Corner. And that's when the circus caught fire. Everyone was watching the sky, engineers doing crazy calculations in the pits, and drivers having to deal with a track that was getting trickier by the lap. It was medium tires here, intermediate tires there. But the real show was on the track. Drivers dancing in the rain, trying to guess where there would be grip. There were slides here, cars slipping there. And that's when things got really crazy, folks. With the rain increasing, it was time for the first round of pit stops. Everyone rushing to the pits. Leclerc and Perez gambled everything on intermediate tires. Masterstroke or misfire? Well, the track dried up faster than a surfer's shorts, and they had to rush back to the pits. Bad strategy. But here's a plot twist. While the Mercedes were doing their pit stops, guess who took the lead? That's right, Lando Norris. The kid was flying, showing that McLaren came to play. Oh, and before I forget, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's quick and helps us a lot. Back to the action. Hamilton wasn't playing around. On the next lap, he switched to slicks a lap before Norris. Masterstroke. The 7-time champion regained the lead with a cinematic overtake. And Verstappen? The Flying Dutchman was on his tail, waiting for the right moment to pounce. The battle for the top 3 spots was fierce, and every lap was a different thrill. Drivers were walking the tightrope between maximum speed and total disaster. It was Silverstone at its purest, unforgiving and spectacular. Let's talk about the teams, folks, because the backstage show was as intense as on the track. Mercedes? They were flying higher than a NASA rocket. Hamilton showed why he's the king of the rain, driving like he had GPS in his hands. Their strategy was as accurate as a psychic's prediction on a lucky day. Red Bull had its ups and downs. Verstappen, the Flying Dutchman, turned lemons into lemonade. Started off shaky, but then the team nailed the hard tire strategy at the right moment. The result? He climbed to second place on the podium. But Perez? Ouch. A day to forget. Finished way back in 17th. He must have tasted the bitter side of racing. McLaren? Oh, they were the talk of the town. Norris had the knife and the cheese in hand, but the team made a huge strategy blunder. It was like changing a tire and forgetting to tighten the bolts. Still, the kid secured 3rd place, and Piastri surprised everyone by finishing 4th. Not bad at all. And Ferrari, folks? They're going through a drought bigger than the Sahara Desert. Sainz managed to save face with a 5th place and the fastest lap of the race. But Leclerc finished way down in 14th. The Italian team needs a miracle or urgent consultancy. It was a race of pure strategy. Those who got it right climbed the podium, those who didn't were left empty-handed. It proves that in the world of Formula One, having the fastest car isn't enough. You need to have your head in the right place and a sharp team in the pits. Hey everyone! Thought the excitement was over? No way! The last laps of this race were breathtaking. Just imagine, Hamilton in the lead, but with Verstappen glued to his rear like gum to a shoe. It was a chase worthy of an action movie. Meanwhile, Norris was fighting not only against the competitors, but also against his own tires. His soft tires were screaming help at every corner. It was like skating on melting ice. And that's not all. Further back, a fierce battle was raging for the last points. Every overtake was worth gold for the championship. Drivers were taking risks as if it were the last lap of the season. The crowd in the stands, they didn't even blink. Everyone was on their feet, cheering and shouting. The energy was so intense you could feel it through the TV. Want to know how this madness ended? Hold on tight, we're about to tell you. But one thing's for sure. This race will go down in Formula One history books. This race at Silverstone wasn't just another win for Hamilton. It was an earthquake that shook the entire championship. Just imagine, the 7-time champion proving he still has fire in his veins, Mercedes finally hitting the mark with the car. It's like a sleeping giant woke up hungry for victory. And what does this mean for the rest of the grid? Well, Red Bull and Verstappen are now under immense pressure. No room for mistakes. Every point is as precious as gold. The margin for error? Practically zero. But that's not all. The midfield team smelled blood. McLaren, Aston Martin, everyone saw that they could fight at the top. And you know what's crazy? Every race now is practically a final. A mistake today could cost the title tomorrow. The pressure is sky high, and we can't wait to see who can handle it. After this roller coaster of emotions at Silverstone, what do you think? F1 has turned upside down, and we're here to uncover every detail for you. The season is set to heat up. Just imagine, Hamilton rising from the ashes, Verstappen having to sweat to keep the lead, and McLaren showing they're here to fight. Not to mention Ferrari, which needs a miracle to return to its glory days. We'll break down all this and more. So, what's your opinion? Has Hamilton come back strong, or was it just a flash? Did Mercedes finally nail the car setup? And Verstappen, can he keep Red Bull on top, or will the pressure be too much? McLaren put on a show of resilience. Will they continue to surprise, or was it just a lucky day? And what about Ferrari? Is there any hope, or is it time to rethink everything from scratch? Drop your theories in the comments. Who's your favorite for the title now? Let your imagination run wild. The crazier the theory, the better. And if you enjoyed this adrenaline-packed summary, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's the easiest way not to miss any details of this season that's more thrilling than a soap opera finale. We'll see you at the next race, where there will surely be more twists and turns than a roller coaster. Until then, keep an eye on the news and keep your engine warm. This is Formula One, folks, where anything can happen, and every race is a story worthy of Hollywood.